But I said, should I do this assessment with folk in my church? And she just looked at me and said, Lucas, you need to know what you're working with. And that's what I'm going to say. You know, pastors, you need to know what you're working with. All right? You need to know who has what gift and assure them that they're in the right place. Some people have gifts and they're not in the right place. They're gifted in terms of, let's say, teaching, and they want to stay, in hospitality. But you need teachers, all right? To know that we have persons who may be in a place of having wonderful skills of evangelism, but we don't talk about it, but they have 3,000 Facebook friends. Okay, I'm just saying, when my ears perk up, I don't have it, but when people talk about what they have, that says to me they have skills in terms of getting people. Either it's their life attraction or it's their ability to communicate, to know the right things to show people, to get them engaged in their page. Okay, I didn't mean to rhyme, but it just came out that way. But to be in that understanding that there are people who have gifts, and our young people, if they could just work some of the media things that they do in their personal lives, it would help build up the work of ministry. Okay? So I'm essentially saying doing the gifts inventory, and it will be a reference to that here, is something that is worth it to pastors, to leaders, because you need to know, and the people need to know what gifts they have. And you need to be able to put people to set things in order. And to set things in order, you need to know where people will work best. All right? And that they're not getting bored in a place where they feel like they're not being used, because people always say that. They're not using me there. But if you understand you have gifts, speak up. Some folk can write proposals and they can hear you talking about the various programs that you want to start, and they know how to write proposals. But you know what they'll tell you? I do that Monday to Friday. I don't come here to do that. But God sent you here to do that. I'm serious. Many times we have fundraisers, people who know how to raise people to get the funds. And they do that during the week, but do not want to engage themselves in the midst of the work of ministry with that particular work. Look to the left and to the right. Look to the left and to the right. Okay, look behind you. Okay, some of you might have to look in front. But what I want to say is when you look at them again, say, get over yourself. Okay? It was never about you. God didn't send you to your place of worship to warm a seat. God sent you for work. God sent you because God knew there was a need in the midst of that congregation, and you would meet the need. Your gift is the answer to some area within that ministry. So get over yourself. Don't try to take a rest on the weekend. Don't. Because God has called you to help build up the kingdom. And that which we do unto the Lord. I know you see a pastor, I know you see the offices, I know all of that, but it's unto the Lord. You got to see past them. Because if you do it just for people, and you expect them to give you a reward, you will always be disappointed. They may not honor you, but God will honor you. Amen? So we look at the gifts because we begin to understand that even in the first century, they were struggling. He's talking to Corinthians who were gluttons. You know, they were out of order in terms of their character and their lifestyle. They were doing things that we hear about today and our mouths drop. So there's really nothing new under the sun. Things have been done before, but we ought to learn as a result of these things.